Before we start, let's run through a few real-world situations where a gun can be taken from you in a state of Louisiana. Police seize your firearm during an arrest, even if that arrest never leads to a conviction. Your gun is taken as part of a protective order, like a domestic violence restraining order. Law enforcement temporarily holds your firearm during a mental health crisis intervention, known in Louisiana as a protective custody or physician emergency certificate. A gun used or suspected of being used in a crime, even if not yours, may be seized as evidence. And finally, the firearm was found improperly stored, lost, or left behind somewhere, and ends up in police custody. Today on The Right Slant, we're breaking down exactly how you can legally get your firearm back in Louisiana after a confiscation. And before we get too deep into it, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our state-by-state breakdowns on your firearm rights. In Louisiana, the path to getting your gun back depends entirely on why it was taken. If it was seized during an arrest, Louisiana law allows police to secure any weapons found during an arrest. If charges are dropped or if you are acquitted, you can request the firearm's return as long as you're legally allowed to possess firearms under state and federal law. If it was taken due to a protective order, Louisiana requires surrender of firearms when certain domestic abuse protective orders are in effect. You cannot get the firearm back until the order fully expires or is dismissed by a judge. Even after expiration, you must show that you are not prohibited under federal law. If it was seized during a mental health crisis, when police take someone into protective custody due to a mental health concern, firearms may be temporarily removed. Once the individual is released and cleared, they can request the firearm's return. Some parishes may require a letter from a treating physician affirming stability, though this varies. If it was taken as evidence in a criminal investigation, this can take the longest. The gun cannot be returned until the case is closed and the firearm is no longer needed. If someone else used your gun in a crime, you'll need proof of ownership and a lack of involvement. Louisiana does not have a single statewide firearms return process. Each parish or city police department manages its own property room. But the rule is the same everywhere. You must contact the agency that physically possesses the firearm. Examples: New Orleans Police Department, Baton Rouge Police Department, Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, Shreveport Police. State police only if they seized it. Ask them for the property receipt number, their firearm release procedure, any required documents, the name of the detective or property officer assigned. Louisiana agencies typically require the following: government-issued photo ID, proof of ownership, bill of sale, receipt, ATF Form 4473 reference, serial number documentation, case status information, court order dismissing charges, proof of protective order expiration, letter from prosecutors stating the weapon is cleared for release, affidavit stating you are not prohibited from possessing firearms. Some agencies provide this form. In some parishes, you may also have to pass a background check at the time of pickup. If your firearm was seized due to a protective order, a domestic violence arrest, or being used as evidence in a serious case, you will often need a court order from the judge authorizing release. Judges will only sign this order if all cases involving you and the firearm are fully resolved. You are not under any disqualifying condition under state or federal law. Your attorney can draft the motion, or you can file it pro se. Once everything is approved, you'll be given a time to pick up your firearm. Typical Louisiana property room rules include: bring a valid ID that matches the paperwork. Firearms are returned unloaded and often in a locked case. Only the legal owner may pick it up. Some agencies require an appointment only, no walk-ins. If you fail to retrieve your firearm within a certain time frame, typically 6 months to 1 year, depending on parish, it may be considered abandoned and destroyed or auctioned. Louisiana does not have extreme risk protection orders. The only firearm removal mechanism involves domestic abuse orders, criminal cases, or mental health interventions. Returning a firearm to someone federally prohibited is illegal even if state law is silent. Property rooms will not return a firearm if the serial number is tampered, destroyed, or flagged in NCIC. In Louisiana, getting your firearm back after confiscation is absolutely possible, as long as your case is resolved and you're legally eligible to own a gun. If you want more breakdowns like this one, state by state, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode right here on The Right Slant. See you in the next state.